Hi, my name is Courtney Roy, and I'm from Palm Bay, Florida. Last year I taught intensive reading for 7th and 8th graders at Stone Magnet Middle School, and this year I'll be teaching English in Beersheba, Israel.
Hi, my name is Emily Benor. I come from Pardes Chana. I teach elementary school in Moatza Ezorit Menashe, in Israel, of course. We are about to finish 3 weeks of intensive English teaching in TALMA in Jerusalem.
And for a project that we worked on gradually with the students, we created a Lapbook about Israel and the world. And this is based off what the students learn in 5th grade during the school year, but in our program only in English.
Okay, we would like to show you what we did, some creative ideas. In the first day of our project, we wanted to start with something fun. We had taught our kids of how to draw a comic, and we made a little lion and a little chassid, and we stick them into popsicle sticks, and they are actually traveling the old city and the Western world. We have studied about Jerusalem and places you can visit in Jerusalem, and it actually was a good kickstart for the project because the kids really became into it and making little art craft that would fit in our Lapbooks.
So in the United States, we have a story character known as Flat Stanley, and it's about this boy who travels around the world and has different experiences. So we introduced this to our students. We had them each draw their own Flat Stanley, then decide where they wanted him to travel. During this time, we also introduced several adjectives that the students could use to describe a location. And then they had to write a little story in a word bubble.
On one of the days, we wanted to teach our students to write a letter. Therefore, we created a little envelope. In the envelope, there is a little letter saying, like, Dear Alon or Dear anyone else. And we used different adjectives to describe the place that we visited. Each student chose a different place of where he would wanted to travel. We definitely taught them the vocabulary of how to use it and the correct structure of the letter and how to end a letter. We also had taught them how to write an address.
On one of the days, we discussed about time, and my co-teacher and I are trying to find a simple way to teach frequency words, such as always, sometimes, and never. And these are words the students need to learn while in 5th grade. So we created this frequency calendar in which we have 5 different words that are used to discuss time. For example, this is always. I always say the Shema in the morning, and as the X's represent in the calendar, it shows how many times they do it within a month. And as this is always, they do it every single day. The next one was often, which is not the same amount as always, but usually between 18 to 30 times, and as X's represent. And the sentence was, I often wake up before 7 a.m. And we continued on with other vocabulary such as sometimes, rarely, and never.
It is not possible to travel around the world without to know the different time zones. Therefore, we have colored a little big band and glued different clocks showing different time zones around the world. We have New York, London, Jerusalem, and here on the back we have New Delhi and Sydney. We actually spoke about the countries and the differences in hours, when is early morning and when is early night.
So on another one of the days, we were talking about vocabulary that has to do with landscape. And so just to make it very condensed, we put world facts. And the students got to say where the largest and smallest continents are, coldest and hottest temperatures, and the highest and lowest points in the world. So after the students learned a little bit about the world, we introduced the concept of continents and different countries within those continents. And we had them create this little wheel in which they have all 7 continents on the outside, and on the inside there is a bunch of countries within those continents. For example, we have Oceania, has Australia and New Zealand. And if we turn this little dial, we have South America with Argentina, Brazil, and Peru. And these can both turn, so it creates like a matching game for the students and try to figure out where each country goes.
On one of the days, we decided to teach about flags, fun with flags. The kids had to choose from a variety of different flags of countries that they want to travel to, create little flags, and of course the Israeli flag is here.
On another one of the days, we discussed a topic that's very dear to our students' hearts, and that is sports. And what we had was created something like a little fan in which 5 sports were discussed and vocabulary was introduced. And we chose basketball, cricket, American football, hockey, and soccer. And we had them write on there where the sport is most popular in the world, how many players are required on each team, and any equipment that's necessary. On one of the days, we discussed wildlife around the world, and we had them create this little chart so they could learn about specific animals. We chose a bottlenose dolphin, and we had them discuss what a habitat, their diet, and their lifespan. We also did an American alligator and a giant panda. And as you can see from these 3, the students also learned how to create little cartoons.
One of the days we wanted to teach our kids of how to write a recipe. We created a short recipes book that has different recipes from the Jewish kitchen. We had vegetable soup, salad, chocolate balls, and challah. And we taught the kids of a vocabulary that has to do with verbs, that has to do with the cooking or the kitchens, utensils, and all the vegetables and the ingredients they would need to cook. It was a lot of fun.
On one of the last days of the program, we decided to teach about foreign currency. And what we had the students create was this little foldable in which in the middle is Israeli shekel, on the side is US dollar, British pound, euro, and the Indian rupee. And we had them cut out little colored printouts of different coins and bills. And we also had them put the exchange rate from 1 Israeli shekel to whatever the currency is.
Teaching in a co with Courtney gave me a different perspective about English teaching and English teaching as a foreigner language. I definitely learned so many things that I'm going to use on a daily basis in my classroom and teach my kids. I really find it very creative and amazing to teach with different methods than just the normal one that we normally do.
And as a person who will be teaching in Israel this coming year, working with Emily was very informative, and it allowed me to get also different perspectives about how to work with the students and ensure that they are learning and using their creativity to bring them to the goal. And I couldn't have asked for a better co-teacher.
Oh, me too. I couldn't ask for a better teacher. You're the best, Courtney. Thank you, TALMA, for giving us the opportunity to learn from each other and to teach our kids and to become better teachers. We had a fabulous summer.
Yes. Thank you.
We're good. Yeah.
We're awesome.
We did it. Yeah.